So Brian May recently hinted that a new Queen album isn't off the table. We've heard stuff like this before, but this time it's a little different. He admitted that he and Roger Taylor actually started working on a song not too long ago, but they couldn't quite get it to work. Too many ideas, too much brilliance, and occasionally it collapses under its own weight. Brian May recently spoke to Mojo, and when asked if he could imagine writing another Queen song, he said, "I think it could happen. Both Roger and I are constantly writing and coming up with ideas and doing things in our studios. I could have the beginnings of a Queen song right there in front of me now. It's just whether the idea reaches maturity or not. It's whether that seed can grow. But the fact that they're even toying with new music opens up a huge question. If Queen were to release a new album today, who would sing on it?" Obviously, the first name that comes up is Adam Lambert. He's been touring with Queen since 2011, and let's be honest, he's been absolutely crushing it. He's flamboyant, powerful, theatrical, but it's all in his own style. At this point, Adam Lambert is basically the official lead singer of Queen 2.0. If they did an album with him, it would feel like a continuation of what they've been building over the past decade. Safe choice? Sure. But also the most likely to actually happen. Now, let's rewind a bit to the Paul Rodgers era. From 2004 to 2009, Queen toured and even released an album with Rodgers. The album was called The Cosmos Rocks. It was kind of a bluesy, gritty take on Queen's legacy. Definitely not a Freddie sound, but that was the whole point. Rodgers brought more of a classic rock backbone to the band. If Queen wanted to go that route again, more raw, less glam, Rodgers would still be a solid fit. Then there's Elton John. He's got history with Queen, having performed Bohemian Rhapsody with them at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert in 1992. He's a close friend of the band, a living legend in his own right, and someone who understands theatricality and drama in music just as much as Freddie did. A full Elton plus Queen collaboration would be incredibly over the top, in a good way. That said, Elton claims he's retired from touring, but what if the right project came along? And here's the wild card, Harry Styles. Harry's clearly been mining classic rock influences for his solo career, channeling Bowie, Jagger, even a bit of Lennon. He's got the charisma, the voice, and the fashion sense that Queen fans would at least have to respect. It would definitely be a modern take, more pop, more Gen Z friendly, but there's something intriguing about a Queen album with Harry on vocals. It could open the band up to a whole new generation while still keeping a foot in the glam rock past. And you know what? It would probably chart like crazy. Finally, let's throw a real curveball into the mix, Robert Plant. Now this one's a long shot, maybe even a fantasy. But just imagine it. Robert Plant stepping in for a single track or a full album. He's performed with Queen before, back at the Freddie Mercury tribute concert, but they've never done anything beyond that. It wouldn't be a Zeppelin meets Queen mashup, but that could be exactly what makes it interesting. Picture May's guitar weaving through Plant's weathered, soulful vocals. That'd be epic in a way that's totally different from Freddie, but still deeply powerful. So there you go, 5 possible singers for a new Queen album, each bringing something totally different to the table. Now the real question is, will Queen actually go through with it? Brian May's comment wasn't a promise, but it was a window.
But the most poignant thing I can say about Freddie is that when he was sick and he was dying, I used to go around and see him. I was one of the few people that did, and I couldn't stay there for very long. I stayed there for about an hour at a time because I found it was so painful, so traumatizing to watch him, and he was so brave. And he was still spending money and buying things at auction right up to the point that he died, which I thought was hilarious, and the kind of thing I probably would do. But at that Christmas, after the Christmas just shortly after he died, I got a present delivered to me in a sheet, and I collect Henry Scott Tuke paintings, and it was a message, it was a painting by Henry Scott Tuke from Freddie saying, "Dear Sharon, hope you love this, love Melina," which was, you know, I just completely broke down. And to think of me as he was so ill, and he wanted to give that to me for Christmas, and he died about a month beforehand, and it was quite a choker. That was the kind of person he was.